Hey bro fans, this is Todd, and I had a question come in, and the question was, hey, do you know why some Masterverse new Eternia trap jaws have the red iris and some just have the pupil? So that's the question we're going to answer today. I'm trying something a little different. I'm just throwing my PowerPoint and the TV behind me to see how it works. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, so we're talking about this trap jaw right here. And my trap jaw, if you look really close, I guess it's kind of hard for it to focus. There we go. He has like red around his eyes. Like, actually, I got a picture of it zoomed up here. No, I don't. All right. So, I didn't know what they were talking about at first, but then I saw this box art picture and it's got like just a pupil in here instead of the red around his eyes. You can see it. This one right here has the red around his eye. So it's like yellow, red, and then a black dot. And I thought that's kind of weird. I don't know what he's talking about. So I decided to go to YouTube and look up a whole bunch of videos that people have made and just see what I can find on YouTube. So I'll put a listing of all the YouTube videos that I have used in this video so you can go back and watch them. But I just took little clips of each one. Oh, there's mine. There's a zoom up of mine right there. And you can see this guy when he was reviewing it. And sure enough, this one has the red on the eyes as well, just like mine does. And so I looked at another video and same thing. This guy also had the red on his eyes as well. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. What is this guy talking about? Every video I look at, it has the red around the eye. And at first I thought he meant the red around the eye and the pupil was red the way he wrote the question. So I had to go back and look at the question a couple times. Let's see if I can back this up. Back up, back up, back up, back up. One more. There we go. And I read it at first saying red iris and some just have the pupil. I was just thinking the pupil was red. So I'm like, I think this guy might be wrong because the box art had it, but I don't see it in I don't see it in mine. I don't see it in any of the videos from YouTube. And so I just kept watching each video one at a time, going through them. And I'm like, there's another one. Just has the red around the eyes right there. So I'm like, what? This guy has no clue what he's talking about. Because, again, even this one, too, he'll turn the head in a moment. And you'll see, sure enough, it's got the red in the eyes there as well. So I'm like, there is just something not to this. And this one here, same thing. The guy's talking about the head in particular. And in a second, he's going to show the front. You can see it's got the red in the pupils as well. Or the red irises in the eyes as well with the black pupil. And it's just like, I don't know. Even this one here, it's got the same thing too. You can see the red right there in the eye and in the pupil there. Even Pixel Dan. This is Pixel Dan's video, and it's what he's talking about comparison time. And he's showing the classics figure, and then he shows the other one. And sure enough, you can see the red pupil in the eye as well. And I started thinking about this. Okay, everybody that's on YouTube showing this, like Pixel Dan gets the early releases. Everyone else is buying it as quick as they can to make their videos. So these are the first ones released. I thought, I know. I will search the internet for pictures. And so I went online and I went to the stock photo first. And the stock photo shows the black pupil with no red. See, look at that. There's no red in the eye there. But again, a stock photo is usually made before the figure's released. They'll make one figure and make them perfect. They'll take pictures and they'll have the factory produce them. So originally, you can tell by the box art and the stock photo that it's supposed to be just one little black pupil. And we saw that all the way back with the original. He's got just the one little black pupil in his eye from a long time ago. So I can make that the same size as his other head. There we go. There we go. Now you can see his big giant black pupil. And then this is my classics. Now this head is the Filmation head that I repainted, but you can see he's got just the black pupil too. And then on this head right here, he has, oh, someone's trying to call me. He has, again, big old yellow eyes and a black pupil right there in the middle. This one's so freaky looking. Ah! So something's going on here. So I decided to go to this place called Evil-Lyn. And I found this one in Italy. And I'm looking at it. And lo and behold, it has the black pupil. No way! I thought, I can't believe that. Maybe it's just a foreign release. So I was trying to figure this out in my head, trying to put together a picture or model of how this probably happened. Because all the YouTube guys, they all have the red around the eyes. Mine has the red around the eyes. The only thing it doesn't was a stock photo. Then I thought, wait a minute. This picture, it had a bunch of white around it. Maybe it is a stock photo. Yeah, that's why it may look like it has the black pupil, because maybe this particular seller just happened to use a stock photo, which of course then would mess up all my things I'm looking at. So back to the drawing board. Let's look at some more eBay auctions. And here's one from Canada. Canada. You know, you got to go to Canada to get your maple syrup. Anyway, so here's the one from Canada. And sure enough, it's got the red around the eyes again. So, oh, it's too close. So you can see the red right around the eyes there. So then I found one in Indiana. And sure enough, we got, well, you can see it's red, but it's kind of more orangish brown looking here. It's just the way the guy took the picture and the coloring. And then I found one in California. Hey! And the one from California, out of the box, we got the red iris again. I'm like, okay, this guy might have seen stock photos, and that's why he's thinking that. So I'm thinking, that's it. Stock photo, black pupil, no red. Real figures, they all got the red. That's what's going through my mind at this time. So I decided I'm not going to give up yet, because that's just too easy. And so I went and looked at some more photos. And this one is from Kentucky. And I zoomed in. I noticed it's, first of all, not a stock photo, because it has stuff all around the picture here. So it's the real deal. And I zoomed up, and oh, I couldn't believe it. Black pupils. Now, is it possible that his picture's overexposed and maybe there is red there? You just can't see it because it's an overexposed picture? It is possible. Highly unlikely, but possible. Let's go and take a look. And I found this one in Illinois, and this one is out of the box. Out of the box. And look at that. It's definitely a black pupil in the eye. Pink, 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 with no red. So they do exist. They're out there. They're harder to find, but here's what I'm thinking what happened. We saw the box art. Now, the box art had the black pupil in it. Let me back this up and find one of the box art. And you can see the Kentucky one right here. It's got the black pupil on the eye. So they designed it to have the black pupil. And so, without the red. So something happened in between. Now, we've seen this many times before. They have a running change when they're actually making some figures. They might make, like for instance, He-Man. You start with one head, then later on they remade him with a different head and continued to release him. And we've seen it also with Skeletor. He had one head, they released with a different head. Or we'll see like with 2000X, they use way too much black wash, and then the newer ones didn't have so much black wash. So they have this running change. Or we've seen with the female figures for Origins, where they changed the knees in the middle, so they got better knees. Now, sometimes we'll see the running change with different figures. Like they'll go from an elbow joint with two articulation points, double jointed elbows, to a single. That's different. When they use the same figure and change it, that's what I'm talking about. And we've seen that with Tila and Evil-Lyn with the Origins, where her knee was completely changed. Okay, I'm going to go grab one so you guys can see. Let me go ahead and pause the video. Okay, I am back. It didn't take very long. So here is my Evil-Lyn. Evil-Lyn on a dragon. Oh, so cool looking. And this is that Dungeons and Dragons dragon. And it doesn't work very good for classics or any other figure set because it's just too small. But for Origins, it makes one heck of a cool ride for a figure. Look at that. Look at it. So this Evil-Lyn sits in my printer room with this cool dragon. And she rides the dragon. Riding the dragon. But this one sits out on the dragon because she has The old flabby knees. See her knees right there? And it has like this weird skin over the top of her knees. And running change. There it is. Now we have a new Evil-Lyn with new knees that looks so much better than those old flabby knees. There are actually some people that were turned off by the knees so much they did not collect Origins just because of that. But if you do some creative changes of legs, you can get all your figures to have the new knees. Mine I'll do now. The hardest one to find is the yellow Evil-Lyn. It took forever to find a yellow Evil-Lyn with new knees. But there you go. So that is an example of a running change. And we've seen that even with 2000X. With Evil-Lyn again, we saw they changed her head. There was a fat one and a skinny one for the way they designed the heads. So running changes happen in figures. And in this case, it was the red either around the iris or the pupil, just having the black pupil. And again, at first I thought it was just the stock photos, but as we saw, it is in this loose figure here for sale on eBay. Now, unfortunately, it was actually a closed auction, or I might have went and bought it just to get this head, because this is how it's supposed to be. This is how the artwork on the front and the back of the box is, and that's the way our classics is too. And so I'm thinking, you know, that's the way they actually designed it, was to have the one black pupil. I have no idea why they went with the red around the eye. Some people did like it, but being it's a running change, I'm guessing it came out later in the line. Otherwise, Pixel Dan's would have had it because he gets the early releases all the time. And everybody on eBay everybody on YouTube, they're trying to get the videos out as quick as they can. So they try to buy them as fast as they can. So those are all the early releases as opposed to one that was released later. All right, here's what I did. I composited a picture together showing both eyes on the same figure so you can see the red pupil, the red iris, and the black pupil, what they look like side by side, so you can really see the difference. All right, well, that is all that I have. Thanks for joining me. And if you guys have some questions about different action figures or whatever, feel free to reach out and just send a message. This person actually sent it to me multiple ways, so I guess they really wanted to know about the eyes on this. But basically, it's just known as a running change, and we see it in a lot of toy and action figure lines where they decide they want to change something, whether it's Superman's S on his chest or his cape, or whether it's a face shape or a knee shape or something else on a figure, or a paint scheme, or paint's missing. I mean, even in the first He-Man figures, way back in the 80s, the very first runs had really short straps on the back of their backs and different paint apps added. And then as time went on, they made the straps longer and they got rid of some of the extra paint apps. So it happens. Running changes happen with all kinds of lines. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Like I say in the 1987 movie, good journey. Bye now.
If you found enjoyment, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Do it!